And as part of our 50th anniversary, I thought it would be fun for you guys to see behind the scenes of how we film Oklahoma gardening. And it looks like the guys are pulling up now. So it is fall season, believe it or not. I know it still feels pretty warm, which means we're gonna have a little bit more time to get our fall bulbs into the ground. But it is time to plant those fall bulbs. And when I say fall bulbs, we're really talking about planting them in the fall, but these are the bulbs that are gonna bloom for us next spring. And I always think it's really nice, go ahead and put the investment in now, and it's gonna be a very pleasant surprise when they come back in the spring. You can get spring bulbs that bloom throughout the season. So there's some, such as the crocus and grape hyacinths, that are going to be the first to arrive on the scene, and then daffodils often will bloom in the snow, and sometimes your tulips are going to be a little bit later. And there's a lot of other bulbs that you can plant as well. And we've got some other bulbs that we've got here that we're going to plant and to kind of push the limits maybe a little bit here in Oklahoma with some of these. And one of those that I'm going to do here along this trellis, because they get so big, are these Crown Imperial Fritillaries. So you can see how large this bulb is. We've got a couple of different ones. What I really like about these is they sort of have like this pineapple look to them when they're blooming, because they just have this crown of flowers that sort of fall down, but then some nice foliage. In fact, one of them that we have is also a variegated foliage. So we've got some orange and yellow ones that we're gonna mix and match along here. And we're going to plant them about a foot apart because they are quite large, and they're going to get to be about 3 or 4 feet tall. So the nice thing is right here on our trellis that is supporting our kiwi, that's going to support these as they're developing as well. Now these bulbs will die back, so we're not going to see that summer foliage as much. So it'll just be a nice surprise appearance back here in the background of our backyard garden. And so we're going to plant those. Now because these are so much larger, we're going to plant these about 6 inches deep. So as opposed to some of these others that we have here. So these are our typical narcissus bulbs or daffodils. You can see how much smaller they are in comparison to our larger imperial fritillaries. So these are going to go down probably about 3 or 4 inches, and we're going to make a nice cluster of them around each one of our poles here. So we're going to pile a little bit of those. Now the thing is a lot of times, for the most part, bulb planting is about the same. You're going to plant them about 2.5 times the diameter of the bulb. So these are going to go about 6 inches. These are going to go about 4 inches deep. Now, typically we make a joke about putting the pointy side up, and that doesn't matter too extreme because a lot of times plants will find their own way. Now it's really recommended though on these Imperials, because they are so open, that if you planted them where the roots are down, a lot of times this might collect some of that moisture in the winter and cause it to rot. So we're going to actually plant these on their side intentionally. The roots will find their way down, the vegetation will find its way up, but it won't have that cavity that will fill with that moisture over those winter months. So, and there's some other smaller ones that we have here too that we're going to plant, not here because this is a little bit too sunny, but we've got some double snowdrops and some single snowdrops. And again, you can see how much smaller these are in comparison. So we're going to plant more of these closer together so that we have a greater impact versus just one of these every foot. So in order to do this, you kind of want to dig your hole here. This is sort of a nice mulched area where we've got it raised up. Now these daffodils are pretty easy and very hardy. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a few of these in our hole here. And I think I have about 25, so I'm gonna do about 5 or 6 of them at each post, just to make a nice little bouquet of these when they come up. So now that I've got those planted by the pole, I'm going to go every 12 inches and rotate between a yellow and an orange Crown Imperial. So now that we have all of our bulbs nice and planted at their appropriate depth, it really is just a matter of sitting back and waiting for them to arrive for us in the spring. And you'll be thankful that you did this time of year, because it's always a pleasant surprise when they do arrive. Now, they do need that chilling period through those winter months in order to initiate that vegetation and flowering. So don't worry that they're gonna not survive in those cold temperatures, because they actually need that. So at this point, we just let them do their thing, enjoy their rest through the winter months, and they're actually gonna start growing those roots, and soon you'll have flowers in your garden again.
And cut.
Is that good?
Yep, right on. Now it's time to shoot some B-roll.
As we wrap up this bulb planting segment, we're also wrapping up the last shoot of our season. It's been an incredible 50th anniversary here on Oklahoma Gardening, and we thank you all for joining us along the way. It's been a full year as we've looked back at everyone involved in reaching this milestone. We kicked off this year with our beautiful documentary, Rooted in Oklahoma. We were able to partner with Eskimo Joe's to offer the first Oklahoma Gardening t-shirt. Several of the other hosts and myself took the stage at the statewide Master Gardener Conference here in Stillwater. A fitting return considering Steve Dobbs established the Master Gardener program and held the first state conference when he was host of Oklahoma Gardening in the early 90s. And we had the privilege of having several of the former hosts make a return appearance on the show throughout this season. But this anniversary wasn't just about looking back. We also wanted to highlight the future of horticulture, which is why I was so excited about our youth gardening contest we held this summer. It was refreshing to travel the state and visit with young people who are out enjoying the gardening world, whether it was selling cut flowers or native plants at their neighborhood corner or completing their first landscape project. I'm excited about the young people who will be coming into the horticulture world. And while plants will always be at the center of this industry, we also had the opportunity to look at some of the future technologies as we traveled to the Cultivate show in Columbus, Ohio. To finish out our year, you're going to notice that the best of Oklahoma gardening shows are going to look a little bit different. Instead of replaying some of the segments we aired this season, we're going to be showing best of some of our former hosts. We think this is a fun way to conclude what's been an eventful year. As we head into our planting season, we hope that you're able to also reflect upon your garden and celebrate some milestones as well. From all of us here at Oklahoma Gardening, we thank you for joining us this season. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.